वेलकम टू वीलर्न। वीलर्न में आपका स्वागत है। We are discussing management of public enterprises and covering session 19. The topic is privatization, international experience. Topics covered are progress of disinvestment, methods of disinvestment, strategic issue in disinvestment, and benefits of privatization. अगर हम इंटरनेशनल एक्सपीरियंसेस से देखें तो प्राइवेटाइजेशन has been very successful over a wide range of enterprises. They differ in their size, they differ in their nature and the competitive environments. The method and the extent of disinvestment, as well as the peculiar features which are employed by various countries to make the privatization process popular among the public and the foreign investor, they show that the ownership, it does not matter, but if it is accompanied by liberalization policies, competitions and regulations, and public participation and accountabilities, it becomes even more popular. जब हम स्टेटिस्टिक्स को देखते हैं in the year since 1980s, so the number of countries who are selling their state-owned enterprises, they have increased. So divested की हम बात करते हैं तो they have spread from the industrial countries, specifically from United Kingdoms. 1990s में there were many government who have intensified, जिन्होंने अपने efforts को बहुत ज़्यादा intensify कर दिया है. They are selling more enterprises and now they are shifting their attention from small operating firms in a competitive market to larger monopolies. तो ईस्टर्न यूरोप की अगर बात करें, they have been lot of mass privatization efforts which have begun, and it also includes areas like republics of the former Soviet Union. Now there are a lot of ये भी बहुत देखा गया है that there have been more than 4 times as many transactions in the year from 1988-93 as in the previous 8 years, that is 1980 and 87. जबकि most of the increase, it was due to the explosion of privatization activity in transitioning economies, basically in the Eastern Europe and Central Asia. There were a number of divestitures which have increased more than fourfold in Latin America. As seen in the this revenue which was generated in developing countries by regions and sectors in 88 and 83, and it was dollars million. अफ्रीका में जो प्राइमरी इंडस्ट्री थी वो 0.7 बिलियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूट कर रही थी टुवर्ड्स रेवेन्यू. इंडस्ट्रियल यूनिट्स जो थे वो 0.5 थे, एंड अ टोटल ऑफ primary industrial, finance and infrastructure and the other industry, they accounted for a total revenue of almost $32 billion. वहीं जहां ईस्टर्न यूरोप की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो it was a total of 1.4 into the primary sector. Industrial sector में it was somewhat around $8.9 billion, and in the financial sector it was $3.7 billion, and a total of $17.9 billion was accounted towards the total revenue. वहीं जब हम total number of disinvestors की बात करते हैं तो वो total था $2,279 billion, एंड इन द ईयर 1980-87 जो टोटल डिसइन्वेस्टर्स हुए वो थे $456 बिलियन के। जो ये सारे डिटेल्स हैं दे इंडिकेट कि अर्ली जो सेल्स होती हैं वो रिलेटिवली स्टेट ओन्ड स्मॉल एंटरप्राइजेस में होती हैं विच आर प्राइमरीली एग्रीकल्चरल बिजनेस में होती हैं या फिर वो सर्विसेज या लाइट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में होती हैं। लेकिन 1988 to 93 में the divestiture it includes the sale of large state-owned enterprises also and they were in the major sectors जैसे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी या वाटर यूटिलिटीज में देखें, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन और टेलीकम्युनिकेशंस की भी हम बात कर सकते हैं इसमें। सो बट इन द लास्ट डिकेड्स व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट दैट इज 93 to 2003 जो डाइवेस्टिचर्स थे वो एक बहुत ज्यादा विगर्स के साथ आगे बढ़े और ये अक्रॉस ऑल गवर्नमेंट, भले ही वो बड़े हों या छोटे हों, इंडस्ट्रियलाइज्ड हो या डेवलप्ड हो और इवन डेमोक्रेटिक या टोटलिटेरियन सोसाइटीज में भी दे वर रिजॉर्टिंग टू डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफ द मेजर पब्लिक एंटरप्राइजेस। और वो किन इंडस्ट्रीज को केटर कर रहे थे? दे वर टेकिंग केयर ऑफ टेलीकम्युनिकेशन, they were taking care of airlines, they were taking care of airports and utilities which are like electricity or water. So here the government they have come to believe that divestiture is a very essential part of globalization and liberalization process and that it is very necessary to divest if expenditure of the people they are to be met with any degree of efficiency. When we talk about methods of disinvestment, बहुत सारे methods होते हैं अगर हम sale of government equity की बात करें and they are basically adopted by countries जो कि privatization efforts को propose करती हैं and these are basically done and they are dependent कि privatization का basic objective क्या है। जैसे when we talk about United Kingdom, कुछ जो किए गए थे वो piecemeal transfer to public sector enterprise किए गए थे और जो कुछ ट्रांसफर थे वो एक पूरा टोटल ट्रांसफर था। So when we talk about the piecemeal transfer to the private sector, there is a very prominent example of British Petroleum or Cable Wireless. So here some of them they have, और जब हम total transfer की बात करें तो here the total operations they are transferred to the private sector in one stretch. तो एक distinction है piecemeal and total transfer में। In piecemeal transfer they are basically of the nature of public offers, जबकि total transfers they are done through strategic sale or public offer or private placement. In addition, there have been around 158 management employee buyouts, such as National Freight Consortium and National Bus Company. In France, when we take example, the privatization were carried out according to the schemes wherein 10% of the employees, 15% to foreigners, and about 50% to the public at large and about 25% to about 10 larger shareholders who comprises stable nuclear. We also talk about strategic issues in disinvestment. So there are a lot of issues, there are main strategies which are employed in privatization of the countries, of the employees. पहला है एक्सटेंट ऑफ डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट। जो एक्सटेंट है इट इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इशू जो डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट का है एंड इट इज वेरी मच डिपेंडेंट कि कितना कंपनी डिसइन्वेस्ट करना चाहती है। वेदर देयर शुड बी अ फुल डाइवेस्टर, दैट मीन्स 100% जो ट्रांसफर ऑफ ओनरशिप होता है टू द प्राइवेट बायर्स, या फिर होता है पार्शियल डिसइन्वेस्टर, विच मीन्स anything which is less than 100% transfer. When we talk about partial disinvestor, it would imply continuance in the choice of ownership, but there is discontinuance in control depending on whether the controlling interest is sold or not. So the decision to relinquish control should be taken irrespective of the extent of ownership to be sold. Now, partial divestitures, they could be accomplished by selling a non-controlling interest to diversify private shareholder or by transferring ownership to another public enterprise. Now, decisions regarding incentives for increasing productivity and increasing autonomy of managers, that could be taken without adverse government intervention. So, partial divestitures, they help in determining a fair price for the enterprise in an unknown environment. The next is the foreign participation. अब ये बहुत crucial issue होता है to decide कि हमें फॉरेन बायर्स को अपने कंट्री में परमिट करना है कि नहीं, और अगर करना है तो जो डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट विच आर इंक्लूडिंग द पार्टिसिपेशन इन मैनेजमेंट, इट इज टू बी परमिटेड और ओनली इनडायरेक्ट मैनेजमेंट इज अलाउड. सो फॉरेन पार्टिसिपेशन, इट हैज मेनी एडवांटेजेस. पहला जो एडवांटेज है फॉरेन पार्टिसिपेशन का कि वो it expands the opportunity of the firm and therefore it increases the potential revenue. Secondly, depending upon the number of bidders, government is able to maximize the price for its holding. फिर होती है कि indirect foreign participation, it brings in lot of capital, it increases domestic investment and also it helps in reduction of the constraint of balance of payment. Now is the case of public participation. ये केस होता है where government has to decide कि sale of government assets जो हैं it should be made to the public as opposed to the trade sales, or whether there should be a policy of allowing individuals and institutional investors to bid for the shares. One could even decide that each privatized company should have a core group controlling it, such as in France, where government chooses one of their existing entrepreneurs to take a controlling share of the enterprise. फिर आता है shares of the employees. When we say shares of the employees, most of the country, they recognize that in order to elicit cooperation from labor, for privatization, employees, they needed to be offered shares in the company. They needed to be made part of the owners of the company. So this has been in the form of free shares or shares which are offered at concessional rate. फिर आता है liberalization policies. तो privatization तभी सक्सेसफुल है जब गवर्नमेंट लिबरलाइजेशन पॉलिसीज को भी अडॉप्ट करे. प्राइवेटाइजेशन उसी मार्केट में वर्क करती है, इट वर्क्स रियली वेल इन मार्केट विच आर रीजनेबली वेल एंड देयर आर नो सिग्निफिकेंट मार्केट फेलियर्स. तो मार्केट और पब्लिक ओनरशिप, दे बोथ आर लिंक्ड इन सच ए वे कि वो कॉम्पिटिशंस को रिड्यूस करते हैं एंड विदाउट मेकिंग अ सिग्निफिकेंट मार्केट फेलियर. वहीं हम कॉम्पिटिशंस की अगर बात करें तो इन एनी डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफ पब्लिक मोनोपोलीज, पब्लिक यूटिलिटीज जो होती हैं गवर्नमेंट की, दे वुड हैव टू सीरियसली डील विद प्राइस रेगुलेशंस, क्योंकि ट्रेडिंग अ पब्लिक मोनोपोली फॉर अ प्राइवेट इक्विवेलेंट, इट डज नॉट गारंटी एनी एफिशिएंसी ऑन consumer satisfaction. So where an enterprise produce tradable goods, a phased reduction of restriction on import of competing goods which are leading to eventual elimination of all such import restrictions would introduce needed competition. So while competition it decides pricing or potential competition. Competition क्या potential हो सकता है कि threat of competition is one of the factors. So it also has an impact on pricing behavior. In sectors like telecommunication या electricity की बात करें, technology may be a restrictive factor in the creation of an ideal competitive environment. लेकिन कुछ competition it could be also introduced by unbundling of activities. वो क्या होती है unbundling of activities? जैसे production of ancillary goods and services का, या फिर new services like cellular services जो हमने टेलीकॉम में इंट्रोड्यूस करी. So competition it also promotes internal efficiency and further it enables efficiency in product market. When we talk about regulations, तो जो regulations हैं it has been found where जहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा competition policy होती है and it is followed to the maximum extent, it becomes very necessary कि वहाँ पे prices को regulate किया जाए of some of the divested company. तो प्राइस रेगुलेशन के दो ऑब्जेक्टिव्स होते हैं. पहला होता है lowering the cost to the consumer so as to prevent the exploitation, और दूसरा होता है motivating producers to keep the cost as low as possible, and this is done to increase the efficiency of production while assuring them a fair rate of investment. जो यहाँ पे रोल होता है रेगुलेटरी मशीनरी का इज वेरी क्रूशियल इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ प्राइवेटाइजेशन. सो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट द रेगुलेटर और जो रेगुलेटरी प्रोसेस है दे आर सेट इन मोशन विच इज प्रायर टू द डाइवेस्टिचर. सो दिस एंटायर थिंग इट मेक्स अ क्लियर ग्राउंड rules for operating post divested firms and it assures the consumer that they would not be exploited. फिर होता है डेवलपमेंट ऑफ कैपिटल मार्केट्स. जो गवर्नमेंट होता है वो एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करती है एक वीक फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम्स को रेगुलेट करने के लिए, या फिर इट ऑल्सो एनकरेज द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ कैपिटल मार्केट. दिस इन टर्न इट इन रिटर्न गारंटी की कॉम्पिटिशन और कॉस्ट इफेक्टिवनेस जो है इट इज रिजल्टेड फ्रॉम द privatizations which are beneficial to the customers. Now there are certain benefits from privatizations. Privatization के क्या benefits हैं उस पर बहुत ज़्यादा डिपेंड करता है कि divestiture whether it is perfectly capable of producing annual welfare gains or not. अगर हम एक टिपिकल डेवलपिंग कंट्री की बात करें, सो द पब्लिक एंटरप्राइज सेक्टर इट जनरेट्स ऑलमोस्ट 10% ऑफ जीडीपी एंड एन एनुअल सेल ऑफ 2.5%. इफ दैट सेक्टर दे वर टू डाइवेस्टेड the annual gains would amount to something like 1% of GDP. So this would be a very substantial gain and equivalent to 7.6% of government consumption. So additional economic benefits they might flow from the unleashed private entrepreneurial activity. Privatization it gives to a large number of benefits. पहला कि it does not necessarily bleeding of the continuously loss making state owned enterprises there stop. तो जो capital receipts होते हैं which are accrued as a result of privatization, but also there is a regular income for the government which is in the terms of dividend for the shares retained, and there were incomes which are besides taxes. Another thing that is to be noted is that कि efficiency हमेशा with the change of ownership improve करती है, right? In case there are net benefits from privatization and regulation, they are overweighted benefits from reforming and regulating the same monopolies while in public sector. जो प्राइवेटाइजेशन है ये स्टॉक मार्केट को डेवलप करने में भी बहुत हेल्पफुल होता है. प्राइवेटाइजेशन एक इकोनॉमी को स्टेबलाइज करने में इट इज वेरी हेल्पफुल and also it is a boon for the citizen and employees too. Privatization helps the companies concerned. It privatized company, they are benefited because the productivity of the company increases. There are two exercises. What has been the progress of disinvestment and what are the various methods of disinvestment? Thank you and have a nice day. Keep learning and relearning.